with Chris Cillizza, journalist, senior advisor to the DGA Group. Also tonight, happy to announce a NewsNation contributor. You know, if you had worn dress shoes, I would have brought a bottle of champagne out.
I wore the tie. This is the tie for you to show a serious journalist.
All right, Mr. Serious Journalist.
Thank you. I'm thrilled.
Welcome. We're glad to have you. The first 2 minutes of that speech, everyone said, wait a second, there's something new here. And then she could not cast off the progressive handcuffs and went right to threats to democracy.
Yeah. You know what I was thinking is, while you were doing your open, because I thought it was right on, is here's one other thing you didn't mention, but I think is really important. Elissa Slotkin started talking. Those first 2 minutes were at 11:17 p.m. Eastern time. Yep. Not a high ratings moment, typically, right? Al Green stuff, the cane, shouting, dumb, just make no sense strategically, was at 9:20, lot bigger audience. So that's sort of the problem. I agree with you. She did kind of go back to the Democratic talking points, but I thought that even that whole 10 minutes she spoke was the best 10 minutes for Democrats the entire night.
Not
perfect.
Hard. Pretty low bar.
Low bar. Wasn't perfect, but it was a good 10 minutes. The problem was it came at, almost midnight, and it's going to get overshadowed by the whatever those were. It reminded me of being at an auction and people hold up, okay, one, raise it up, 1, 2, 1. That and the Al Green thing. I mean, if people are going to talk about Democrats, that's what we're going to talk about.
I guess, look, everyone's all Twitter and happy and sad and aghast at last night. Last night's going to come and go. Right?
Absolutely.
Like, that's what we've learned about Donald Trump. That's what we learned about politics. I'm thinking about the path forward for Democrats. And to me, she opened up a path. That speechwriter should get hired.
Agree. She said, I don't remember which one. She said one of her parents was a Republican, one of her parents was a Democrat, quoted Reagan, as you noted. I think that's there. I think, and I don't know, Trump did a pretty good job of this last night. He doesn't always, but he did a pretty good job of it last night, which is to say, like, okay, the right is going to be for me no matter what I say. Basically, I mean, it's the whole thing. I could shoot someone in the middle of Fifth Avenue, right? And the left, and he said this, there's nothing, I'm paraphrasing him, but he said there's nothing I could say that would make you people.
Right, and then,
but the message that he sandwiched in, which is no biological men in girls sports, 80% issue, people agree with him. We need to imprison legal immigrants who come into this country who have committed a crime, the Lake and Riley Act, 80% issue. The kid who wanted to grow up and be a police officer who has brain cancer.
He's on with us later, by the way.
I mean, like, that's a winner. I was talking to some people last night, and they're like, stop fawning over Trump, because I was like, well, that's a really nice. It's a kid with brain cancer who gets to be made an honorary member of the Secret Service. Do you have a heart? Like, not everything has to be partisan. So what he did was effectively, this side's going to be for me no matter what. This side's going to be against me no matter what. But he picked like 5 or 6, 80-20 issues that he's on the right side of with the independents.
Thank you very much for stealing the lead to the next story.
Well, you got to brief me better. Now that I'm a member of the family, I feel like...
Thank you. But this is Trump's superpower, right? Which is goading the other side. Some of his most effective insults. Take a listen.
The United States has sent hundreds of billions of dollars to support Ukraine's defense. Do you want to keep it going for another 5 years? Yeah, you would say Pocahontas says yes. And we've ended weaponized government where, as an example, a sitting president is allowed to viciously prosecute his political opponent, like me. How did that work out? The media and our friends in the Democrat Party kept saying we needed new legislation. We must have legislation to secure the border. But it turned out that all we really needed was a new president.
All right. Stephen A. Smith came out and said that somebody who we could think about for outsiders. Stephen A. Smith, Mark Cuban, John Fetterman, Oprah, Michelle Obama, Andrew Cuomo. All ideas of somebody out of the box. The question, I think, is more important. Who out there, because out-of-the-box candidates rarely work, just ask Michael Bloomberg, who out there can unshackle themselves from the progressives? What Democrat out there can actually vote for no boys and girls sports?
You need a political entrepreneur, right? You need someone. You know, the last two Democrats to do it in a major way, Barack Obama, interestingly enough, sort of went after some of the sacred cows of the Democratic Party, campaign finance reform, some things like that. And of course, Bill Clinton. I mean, Bill Clinton's whole thing was, Sister Souljah, I'm going to speak truth to the power of the liberal base.
Thanks for watching. Go to joinnn.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.